Yo, let's see what we got, guys. Welcome the weekly lookout like we always do. All right. Let's see the USD CAD. All right. Our target wasn't hit like on point, but as you see a structural, we made that V pattern, what I was talking about weeks ago. And this is kind of like beautiful butterfly XABCD pattern, as know as well harmonic patterns in the market. Okay, the V pattern, otherwise with divergence combination, of course. Um, this is something beautiful. What is the next possible move of the market? You see lot of zones here. Okay. I think this zone will hold the price actually. Um, almost the same as gold, almost the same tops as on gold. Of course, the XO went up, and the USD CAD is just different instrument. Don't follow goals. There is no divergence at the time. There is still a bullish momentum. On VV, we see the green sign on the destroyer, and we turn it also in green on the REMA. Okay, what would I say on daily basis? There is divergence forming, so they may come a continuation in the market and the next target zone. I targeted this point actually, and I think this is almost previous high, but here you see how is it forming. Okay, also on the REMA you see difference in the structure. Okay, but first of all we need to break the high to continue that move. But it's looking great actually because the VV plus is also above the zero line, and that's a good sign. That's a good sign. Okay, and as I said, the Canadian dollar weakness also weeks ago is still there actually. So it's not formed yet, but I want to see one more move up, even if for a false breakout will be nice because then we're forming a divergence. But if it happens what I think on gold, then we're gonna get a super strong dollar in the coming weeks or months. Okay, and that is what I'm actually waiting for. And the super strong dollar will also mean the collapse of the US 30. Okay, the Audi NZD, yes, it's working out. Here is target zone actually. I think this will disappear as well on daily basis. We are still under the zero line. We got the bearish cross, but the background is green. And also the destroyer is on a low spot. Even if the price comes back, so you see here is the previous points, the previous highs. Even if the price comes back, because there is a chance there is a structural divergence, it will be also a divergence forming in the market, kind of like this goes up, but this is still under this point. Okay, and that is actually what I wanted to see. That is what I want to see. Okay, on weekly basis we're working out. There was a trend line break, and we didn't reach actually the trend line, but we reached the zone of the Fibonacci, the 61, which I showed you also last week. And yeah, this is the target zone. Is there's still some place, even on weekly BS, you see there is everything red. So what I saw on daily basis, even if the price comes in the first days uh, to above, then the price will turn, in my opinion. Okay, and that is what I want to see. It's working out nicely. The Euro CHF. Um, the Euro CHF reached also the point, but the zones keeping there, the price actually, oh damn, that's beautiful. There was a kind of like a fake out, and the volume comes down. I will say there is still a bearish momentum on the Euro CHF because, as I said, the European banks are about to collapse. Okay, this I expecting a big move on the euros as well, and the euro weaknesses as well. Okay, this was the consolidation zone. Mm, we reached the bottom. There will, I think, one more up move, and you see, this is still the point. What I think is about to happen. Okay, want to see that, and then a big fall, because if we go up, let's say to this area, then the destroyer will go up, or even a higher point. Maybe that will be a even a better version. Let me clear the chart. Don't need that. So at the time right now, no divergence, there is a convergence in the market. This is about to cross the coming days, in my opinion, how the price is moving till we are under the VV zero line. But I think for more retest here, and I want to see how the volume reacting. Even if we don't get the divergence, we can go with the convergence from those points actually down. So let's target this. Let's target this, and let's see what the price is about to do here. Another thing, maybe that's also interesting, is this. First, we need to break this out. And if we break out, coming back to here, and let's see a fall. Okay, that's my next point. The Euro GPB on daily basis, still the same. You see the same zones on a weekly basis. We got the cross, actually. We got the cross on the REMA, which is a good sign. There was a sideways move in the past weeks, but this could be also something big. Okay, I want to see the price coming back to those zones, actually, first of all here, and after that here, which is uh, around 300 pips, and this is around 500 pips. Okay, the momentum playing out as well. What bothers me a bit is the destroyer. We didn't move anything actually, but the volume came down. But there is still a bearish momentum, and I think it will depend on next week if we broke under the zero line, and if we do, we can see a beautiful fall on the Euro GPB. Okay, DXY, the dollar index. see on weekly basis. Yeah, we broke the zone, or we didn't reach the high, but this is still bearish. Like, yeah, it's still bearish, and I want to see that change, and I'm gonna explain it why. The dollar is printing lots of money. I think almost the even amount which they printed during the COVID period, and I didn't have the signs on weekly basis. What you see is a clear bearish chart. Okay, we broke the structure. We didn't made the retest, but there is also something forming. And if I have to say something, it will be this retest coming back to those area, which would mean we are getting kind of like V. Okay, and this would look like something like this. Okay, this is what I'm waiting for actually, but first of all we need to go back to make one more move, even if the price comes on the lower spot, which is very possible. Then this will be the most beautiful play out of the market. Okay, if it comes down, but if it comes down as well, and here forming a divergence on weekly basis, of course. Let's see on daily how the charts looking. Oh, there, yeah. And okay, stick to the plan. In my opinion, stick to the plan. There is a clear bearish movement coming in the market. Okay, there was a possibility to make a divergence from here, but you see from the different side we couldn't break out, so we got a contra divergence here in, and now I want to see the price going down. You see the background is red actually. You see the REMA crossing around the zero line as well, slowly moving averages around the zero line. So this will be the best scenario also on a weekly basis, that the dollar comes down and after that a push up. Okay, that is what I want to see actually from the DXY. All right, coming back to the zone, making that switch or something like that. No. Okay, I want to see how the price react on the following market actually, and after that we can get the conclusion. But it's a clear bearish sign for me. TXY. The Canadian dollar index played out nicely. All right, there was my zone. Here is the under zone, and here was the target. Okay, the zone broke out, retested on the zone, and there is no divergence, or we see only convergence. There was here a divergence from the last weeks, and the price fell down. Actually, beautiful. Let's see on daily basis. There is a divergence forming to the downside. Okay, it's a clear thing. Here is the previous point. If we can break that point, there will be a divergence formed. There is already a divergence in the market, in the structure itself. Okay, so I want to see a continuation coming down to the zone. This is what I want to see from the CXY. Okay, there are big zones here, so there is place to move actually. But I would say the previous low get reached from also the COVID move actually. When something like that happens, a big correction or whatever, the price is about to come back to those zones, and there is a big gap here from the opening, which is didn't try to close, but it didn't close the full body yet. So that's also a good point on the CXY. Okay, I want to see this the continue movement. The AXY, same thing on done on the XY. But it just doesn't make sense. There is something big about to happen in the market. I don't how it's the DXY looks like. I don't think it's 1 week thing, but if you see how the XO is moving, it's very possible to change some things in the market. There is um, a convergence right now, which is good in my opinion. If the price turns and if it goes above this point, then this will also form a divergence, and I will look for that actually. If this form the divergence, because you see the price is moving, but it didn't move on the destroyer, and this is also in green. So I would say one more up, and then we can go down. Same thing on the DXY, but in reverse, actually in the reverse side of the market. Weekly basis on BXY, we sit in a consolidation zone. Actually, there is beautiful divergence formed from last week as well. I still want to see that bulls coming in the BXY. Okay, the pounds need to get a bit strong because this was the low point actually. I think maybe the lowest point since, okay, that's something else. But yeah, the British pound reached a low, and there is time to recover in the market, and this will be the ultimate target. And if this will happen, yeah, then you see the GBP pairs doing something crazy. And one thing is sure, if there is an instrument which could move uh, outside XO and the US 30, is the pound actually, because I know him from very crazy moves. Okay, just be careful with this. If we're gonna get a break next week or something, then there is a possible contra div as well, because it's almost reached the half of the consolidation, but the volume didn't move yet. Okay, so be careful with this. First need to break this, then we need to break this, and then let's go to this point. SXY, I didn't draw here anything in my opinion. Same thing happens here. Oh, that's beautiful how the structural made the divergences, and also this didn't form yet, but there is also divergence forming here in. Okay, but I would say also one more up move from the XY, and then we can go down. But the structural divergence, I don't like the XY. I would focus mostly on the XY, the DXY, and the Euro pairs, not on the XY actually. But need to form. Wait. So the structural divergence from this point to this point and point to this point. So it's very possible to get one more up move actually before it falls down. And that is what I want to see. I didn't gonna draw here in, but something like this would be nice. Okay, let's see if it plays out. And then one of my favorites, the EXY. I was talking about the EXY actually, and it's about to turn. We saw a divergence on a daily basis on the EXY, and it plays out. And because of the strength of the EXY, the Japanese yen, my forecast went on the bullish gold actually, because it's mostly correlated to the EXY, and yeah, played out very well. As you see how the gold closed with 3.60%. It's just crazy. It's just crazy. And or someone sitting here as well, Shandor, took that move mostly. I think almost the highest point in the market was reached. Almost the highest point on the market was reached actually, on. So damn, what was that? Never mind. So let's see, daily basis. This was divergence, what I was talking about actually. You guys can hear me? You see my screen?
Yeah, all good.
Yes.
All right. Then it's good. Thank you. So where was I? Okay. Yeah. So what we saw, structural divergence in the destroyer, the green background on the VV, and then the price that moves up. I draw here a zone. We got the retest on the zone and one more push actually. I want to see the price moving up actually back to the high, and the same scenario as we see the rest of the currencies. When the DXY gets weak or weakening or something like that, then this this will be also how can I say, almost the same scenario what I am expecting, going on a higher point, and this is about to make a divergence, and that is what I'm looking for in the market. The AXY, no divergence, convergence, but we bounce from the slow moving average, and that is what I want to see actually. Okay, there was a divergence possibility, but it's not valid because the price went down actually, and we can move from convergence as well because this is looking good. Let's see what we got on a daily basis. Oh, this is beautiful. This is beautiful. Oh, back. Yes. The divergence forming from under, but this is also a divergence forming if we can break out. Okay, then it will mean we are turning down. Okay, but the REMA is looking great after a big correction because it's not an impulsive movement, but it's a corrective movement. So I think this divergence uh, is not gonna be valid. I think I'm gonna delete this because I don't like this at all. I think the price will move up, in fact. But the ZXY is a bit stronger than the AXY, and here is already the same scenario. The divergences on the REMA, we got already the cross, and as you know, the AXY and the ZXY moving together, kind of like. Okay, so the divergence. I want to see this zone reached and this zone reached for the next. Then the XAU USD. I was already talking about XAU. Okay. More on weekly basis. But what I'm expecting from XAU is to make a divergence, like on the DXY, to make that divergence. You see a lot of those setups in the indexes as well, and I will expect the same thing from XAU. Okay, divergence kicks in, and then a reverse move to the downside. But this week is about to get pretty interesting, in my opinion. The US 30 as well. And as you know, the cryptos are moving as well. And first zone is actually reached the 28,000. And I wrote this also, I don't know when, a couple of weeks ago. All right. Same thing, the VV plus above the zero line, you will see the green REMA, and the volume was high, but there is also divergence forming, so be careful with that. Okay, if the price goes higher, but the volume doesn't move, there will be also divergence, and this is gonna get pullback. Okay, let's see on daily basis. We reached the top. There is still some place to move, but we reached the top. Um, this is a huge move, maybe a correction or something like that. But as you know, I'm expecting to come here, the price to come here. Maybe one more step to 35, and then I will see also a big pullback from the market. Let's see on monthly basis. And this is also a bit why, because even if the price comes back to this zone, even on monthly basis, there will be a huge divergence because of this divergence, which means we got this divergence, right? And there is most of the times a following divergence, okay? And um, and this, I think this would like seems like that. So we got the reversal, and now we get the continuation on monthly basis. So even if the price comes back to this zone, we're gonna get that reversal actually. or continuation because of the previous high. Okay, so this is the next point. All right, guys, thanks for your attention. Do you have any questions about the Zoom of today?